What makes a man a gentleman? It's not the money, it's not the status, and it's not simply wearing a blazer and calling yourself classy. It's much more than that. In many ways, the gentleman has become rare, and that's exactly why he stands out today. Because in a culture that often celebrates selfishness and vulgarity, there is something powerful about a man who is composed, courteous, capable, and grounded. So today I want to go through 20 different things that I believe make a man a gentleman in the truest sense of the word. I've included a mix of common traits that we'd all assume a gentleman would have, and I've added in some more unique ones that I think are also relevant. So here are 20 things that make a man a gentleman. Before we start, I'm Nick and welcome to my channel where I discuss gent style and lifestyle. I make videos on a wide variety of topics on how to dress well and how to live well. So if that interests you, then click subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram. I'm posting there regularly and I have a ton of fun content planned. Number one is that a gentleman is present, not glued to his phone. We've all been at dinner or in a conversation and had the urge to pull out our phones and check Instagram or send text messages. But life is short, and a gentleman enjoys the moment with good company. He understands that constantly checking his screen sends a message, that whatever is happening elsewhere matters more than the person or the moment in front of him. Presence is a form of respect, and a gentleman knows that being fully engaged is far more powerful than being endlessly distracted. Number two is that a gentleman is well-read and always learning. It's important to constantly be challenging your mind with new knowledge and new ways of thinking, and being well-read will make you a more interesting man. It sharpens the mind, it broadens your perspective, and it gives a man something meaningful to bring into a conversation. Whether it's history, philosophy, biography, business, culture, or current affairs, dedicate time to reading and learning each day because a big part of being a gentleman is continuing to grow in knowledge and taste. This next one I added because I think it's especially relevant in today's world, and that is a gentleman helps other men rise. What I mean by this is that men should act like natural mentors to each other and pay it forward. A lot of men lack community and others think that men can just pull themselves up by their bootstraps, but in reality we are a society. And men, especially, need to come together to help each other thrive. That may mean offering free advice, making an introduction, or simply showing up when someone needs help. A gentleman adds value to the men around him and leaves other men better, stronger, and more capable. Number four is that a gentleman appreciates tradition. Having a deep respect for the people who have come before you and passed down their culture, customs, and traditions is important. A gentleman values traditions. He strives to understand them deeper and to continue them in his own life. Tradition connects a man to something larger than himself, and he respects the value of inherited wisdom and of timeless ways of doing things well. Number five is that a gentleman does the right thing even when the right thing isn't the easy thing to do. Character is measured by your honor and integrity. It's who you are and how you act when no one's around. A gentleman does not cut corners, avoid accountability, or take the convenient path simply because no one's watching. Instead, he is guided by principle, and he understands that integrity is built in the moments when doing the right thing requires real strength. Number six is that a gentleman puts effort into his presentation. This is a very basic way to show that you have respect for yourself and others. Looking sloppy will get you nowhere in life. Be the man who dresses well, grooms himself regularly, and carries himself with respect. A gentleman understands that looking put together can open new doors and shape first impressions. This next one is an especially important one, and that is that a gentleman upholds dignity and decorum in the world. Today's world is full of chaos, vulgarity, and disorder. A gentleman is the opposite. He understands that the way that he speaks and behaves to others shapes the atmosphere around him. There is something powerful about a man who remains composed and does not lower himself to every trend or outburst. A gentleman carries standards that bring a sense of order, calm, and respect wherever he goes. Number eight, a gentleman always stands up to shake another man's hand. This is a small gesture, but it carries weight. When you go to greet a man and shake his hand, stand up, give a firm handshake, and make eye contact. This is a sign of respect. In an age of increasingly relaxed manners, this traditional habit still stands out. A gentleman understands that character is often revealed through small acts of courtesy like this one. Number nine is a fun one, and that is that a gentleman knows how to make a good drink. This is an important skill for every man to have because alcohol plays such an important role in social settings. So knowing how to make a good drink can come in handy. Choose one that can become your signature, like the classic old-fashioned, a martini, a Negroni, or even a simple gin and tonic. You don't need to be a mixologist, but you should know how to make 1 or 2 good drinks for an occasion when you have to host. Number 10, a gentleman knows how to dance. I think this is a forgotten skill for a lot of men, but it is an important one for social situations. What happens if there's an opportunity to dance with a woman, but you don't know where to put your arms or how to move your feet? You don't need to be a professional dancer, but you should know the basics so that when the opportunity does arise, you are ready and confident. Next is that a gentleman always keeps his word. The world is full of empty promises, flakiness, and excuses. So the mark of real character is reliability. When you say you will do something, you do it, and people know they can trust you to follow through. Your word should carry weight because it's backed by action. Number 12 is that a gentleman proves that chivalry isn't dead. Unfortunately, we've lost a lot of the small things that men and women used to do for each other to show respect for each other. Despite this, a gentleman remains a chivalrous man in the modern world because he has respect for women. He opens doors, walks thoughtfully, offers his coat, and pays attention to the comfort of others. These small acts of care still matter, and a gentleman understands that. Another way in which a gentleman stands out in the modern world is his speech. A gentleman is articulate. He contemplates and takes his time to form his thoughts before conversing. So much of our language these days is slang, filler words, and overall informal speech. But a gentleman is well-spoken and can express himself clearly. He understands that words have weight, and that being able to communicate with clarity and poise is a part of carrying oneself well. Number 14 is that a gentleman is mature and well-mannered. Your physical age is just a number, but it is in how you act and carry yourself that determines your maturity level. It's unfortunate, but I think society as a whole lacks incentives for young people to grow up, and so many men end up acting like grown boys. A gentleman has emotional control, sound judgment, and good manners, and he understands that how he behaves in ordinary moments, like how he listens to people and responds to them, says far more than appearances ever could. Next is that a gentleman is a warrior, but a disciplined one. This is a unique trait that I added to the list that you may not see on other similar lists. And I chose to add it because I think many men these days are weak or display weak characteristics. But a gentleman is not a weak man, physically or mentally. He is not passive or incapable, but neither is he reckless or ruled by ego. He is a strong man, guided by principle, and willing to step up and fight when necessary. And core to his masculinity is his innate desire to protect, to endure, and to stand firm when needed. And I think this one is especially important in today's world. Number 16 is that a gentleman is loyal, but not blindly. Loyalty is obviously a very important characteristic for any man to have, whether it's loyalty to God, his family, or his country. But an important caveat is that loyalty is not blind loyalty. Remember, a gentleman is a critical thinker, and he knows that loyalty is a two-way street. He values commitment and stands by the people he cares about. But his loyalty does not excuse bad behavior, ignore the truth, or remain devoted to people or causes that have completely lost their integrity. Number 17 is that a gentleman does not flaunt money or success. He may work hard, achieve a great deal, and enjoy fine things, but he does not feel the need to parade them for validation. When people do that, it's usually to show off just because they have some sort of insecurity, or they're just flat out immature. Being a true man of class is not loud or boisterous, and a gentleman understands this, which is why he's a man of humility. Next is that a gentleman knows how to make a tasteful toast. This is a simple and seriously underrated skill that more men should be able to do. A good toast is brief, sincere, and appropriate to the occasion. You don't want to become someone who rambles on. This one goes along with being articulate, and a gentleman understands that speaking well in these settings is a part of social grace, and it's just a good skill to have. Second last one, a gentleman helps others with their heavy bags. It's a simple, courteous gesture that's just a part of being a good member of society. I take the train often, and I try to offer my assistance whenever someone looks like they need a hand. So try to do the same in your own life, because these small acts of service say a great deal about a man's character. And my last trait that makes a man a gentleman is that he knows how to tell a good story. Again, this is a simple skill that comes in incredibly handy. Leveraging your storytelling ability for a presentation at work, or to teach and give advice to someone you're mentoring, or just to simply entertain a date or group of friends, is an important skill to engage people and build connection. Having a couple of entertaining stories on hand from your life can also greatly help you in social settings. A gentleman is not made in one moment or with one trait, but in 1,000 small choices and decisions that he makes each day. And in today's world, that kind of man is rare, which is exactly why he leaves such a strong impression. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments below what else you'd add to the list. Thanks for watching.